Hello and welcome. Come on in. For the next half hour, we're going to bring you the Allgood news. I'm Dave Allgood. Along with me is co-anchor Melissa Fry. We're here to show you some good stuff.
Yes, Dave, you always say everyone has a story, and you've had the opportunity to meet some remarkable people from all over the state of Alaska.
Yep, and today we head to western Alaska, where after September's big storm, a couple stumbled across a blast from the past.
Yeah, they found this prehistoric treasure that changed their lives.
The historic storm that slammed into western Alaska weeks ago impacted thousands, destroying property and upending lives. But that same storm surge, as devastating as it was, revealed what once was covered.
Yeah, Murbach, we never had a storm like that in years. And it sure eat up the bank.
That's Joseph Nasick and his wife Andrea from Elam, Alaska.
We usually go walk the day after a storm,
looking for bones and artifacts, and well, 2 weeks ago, the couple hit the Jurassic jackpot.
We were walking maybe about 75 yards apart, and she told me she found a bone, and I asked her if it was whole, and she said, yeah, so I looked over, and it was over half her height, and I got all excited.
Here's a picture of Andrea and that bone she found.
As I was lifting it up out of the mud, I thought to myself, it's kind of heavy, so I kept lifting it up. And I told my husband I found a huge bone, and he asked if it was whole. I looked at it and I said, yeah. He got excited.
Yes, right. Just look at the size of that mammoth femur. It's as big as her son. Joseph had to backpack it out. And get this.
This is my wife's first time walking, and it's been a few years since I started walking.
So this was beginner's luck? Well, it's not the only thing the two have found.
We found anything from toe bones to vertebrae to partials of skull.
Look at the array of all these artifacts. And this big mammoth bone, it's not their biggest find. Check out this blue mammoth tusk.
We went across the bay right after Murbach, and we found a 105-pound, 7-foot blue tusk.
Extremely rare. Only 2% of fossilized tusks are blue because of vivianite, an iron phosphate. Not only rare, but valuable.
Depending on the state and the wholeness, somewhere between 20 and upwards of $70,000.
Wow. So this blue find, that's life-changing money.
It's a big boost for us.
And Joseph and Andrea could use the money like all of us. They're not alone.
My wife and I have been married for 4 years, and we have 4 children.
It's pretty magical. Even this guy, River, needs room and some FaceTime.
His name is River.
Hey, River. How you doing?
We're living in an apartment here in Elam, and we're hoping to build our own house.
The bone that's going to buy a home. So the storm that took homes is, at least for these two, going to build a home. And that's the Allgood news. Yeah, they're such a cute couple, Joseph and Andrea, and I just talked to them yesterday, and they haven't sold the bones yet. They're still waiting, and the other thing was that that story went viral.
Oh,
It went everywhere. Everybody picked it up all across the nation and Canada.
Well, just the size of that bone, when you see it sitting across their lap, it's amazing.
Yeah, the good news for them, and hopefully they'll sell it. So, all right, the next story is about some alive animals, but the kind that rarely get adopted.
Yeah, we'd like to introduce you to Sue Mayo. She takes in older special needs dogs and helps them live their best life.
Good job, guys.
In this world where people take and take, Sue Mayo
You're such good kids. Even when it's raining, you're such good kids.
rolls with what life gives her. And on this rainy day at Delaney Park in Anchorage,
Go. Popeye. This is Sassy. There's Chuba. I like to make sure you're secured in there.
Sue is doing what everybody tells us not to do. Bring her work home.
Worked there about 19 years.
There being animal control, but because she is such...
Just an animal lover in general.
And what used to be a job is now a lifestyle of love extended
I
to...
do like to give the older ones some good last years.
the older ones. You see, you could call this little wagon ride around the park a senior class trip.
I've just always been drawn to the older special needs ones.
And this group, a hodgepodge of blind, deaf, and a few kidney issues. But thanks to Sue, they don't know that. It's just another day in the park.
Can you tell me if you want to get out and take a little walk?
Because the sad reality for these guys is that
Yes, it's a good day to be out.
if it wasn't for wonderful humans like Sue,
Maybe too sad to adopt something that's older.
these guys might die alone in a cage, not ever feeling the rain again.
But there's just hundreds of these kind of animals out there that need homes. And don't be afraid to bring them into your home because they're going to give you a lot of happiness, a lot of joy.
But just look at old Popeye here. All he knows, he's in a happy place.
Wait a minute. Guys. Guys, where's our wagon? Maybe this is really why we have a wagon.
All tangled up, these old dogs, they're living their best life. Oh, and once Sue gets free of this leash quagmire...
Yes, they're going to have a little treat because why not? That's it. They've earned the right to a couple French fries.
And true to her word, Sue sent me this picture of Popeye enjoying a French fry.
You're such good kids. Even when it's raining, you're such good kids.
I'm Dave Allgood, and Sue Mayo and Old Dogs, it is all good. Now, talk about selfless, right?
Yes, an amazing woman. Yeah,
Yeah.
takes her time and energy and money and puts it toward those sweet dogs.
She was a sweetheart. And Sue is a retired animal control worker, and she worked for them for 20 years. And I just got on the phone with her, and she said they're all still kicking.
Oh, that's great.
I was a little worried.
Yes.
But they're all doing great. Thank you, Sue.
Yeah.
Well, jamming to the oldies, but not at a club.
Yeah, in the halls of learning, the high school with a band that students didn't know they needed.
Source. Every band's dream, 5 gigs a week and a captive audience. The band's called the Hall Monitors.
I
For a
love their
reason,
name.
Because that's their job.
Yeah, Dave takes us to West Anchorage High School, where some teachers spend their lunch hour playing rock and roll.
The halls of West Anchorage High School are calm these days thanks to the...
Hi, I'm Dave Souza, and I'm a hall monitor.
My name is Will Kimball with the Hall Monitors. I'm Elliot Stutzer. I'm a hall monitor.
The Hall Monitors, who are supposed to keep the halls...
Got a black mighty woman.
rockin'? Apparently so here in the West High halls at lunch.
You got your spell on me, mate.
Teachers must fight for the right to party. Meet the Hall Monitors, smart teachers by day, rock stars at lunch.
Mr. Stutzer, he's the physics teacher. Mr. Souza is he's the engineering and computer science teacher. Mr. Kimball is the German teacher. I haven't had him yet. I've had all the other teachers, including Mr. Rosser, who's dealing with history and geography. And
Kids hustling by can't help but look, maybe ignore, dance a little bit, or even stop and soak in some music. You can't help but notice.
We'll go by and they'll start bopping their heads or singing along with us or something.
We see him smile all the time walking by, but for some of them it's almost a normal thing. Like, oh yeah, it's just the Hall Monitors playing. I see a whole lot more of this than this. But I do see
being able to walk through the hall like during lunch and seeing all my favorite teachers playing my favorite music is super cool.
The shows are 5 days a week, 40 minutes long. So when did the band get together?
Probably started circa 6 years ago with me and Dave. We used to be neighboring teachers.
He was doing it, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to join
And
it.
it just snowballed.
And then last August, he started doing it again. Some of the other guys joined him. I found out what they were doing, and I brought in an amp and my bass and started playing with them.
kids seem to enjoy it. We think that's part of their education as well, is getting them back in on, the good old school music.
There's no old rock, just great rock. Even if they're wearing Crocs, they are comfy.
I just might pull out my magic sticks.
I think it's super cool. I really like all the teachers. I think they're really cool people, and they're playing music that I listen to all the time. So.
The Hall Monitors of West Anchorage High School.
West High, we love you. We're gone. We love you, West High. We gotta go.
Rockin' the lunchtime hallways. They are the Allgood News. I was jamming so much the button popped off my jacket, just so everybody knows. Maybe too much turkey. They told me playing every day has made them so much better, and they even have real gigs in town. You can catch them at the Bear Paw on weekends if you'd like to see the Hall Monitors. Yep.
So fun. Love them.
Yeah, they're a lot of good.
Yeah.
So if you're in the market for a healthy local soda, who isn't, right?
Right.
This is a story for you.
Yeah, Mike Jipping with Beach Tribe Soda explains how he got into making ginger beer.
Here near the mouth of Ship Creek in Anchorage sits a close-knit beverage operation.
There it goes.
What you're seeing is the drippings and dollops of juices to come. What are we making?
Right now we're squeezing beets. We're going to do just a straight-up beet juice, and then some of this will go into our Bloody Mary mix.
Fresh juicing is the focus of today's get-together, squeezing and mixing and adding some magic.
This is our magic lemonade.
It's a blue-green spirulina extract.
That's a blue algae, which is supposed to be really good for you. Chris adding just the right amount. Oh, there's other fresh bottled juices, too.
So this is our spiced apple cider, and this is the illustrious Pam's carrot juice with some spicy, with some jalapenos in there.
It just doesn't get any healthier than this.
One of the greatest parts about working in this soda company is working the markets on the weekend. Seeing all that beautiful produce come in that's all Alaskan grown, and then being able to take that, bring it straight here, and make fresh juice out of it. It's amazing.
Meet the juice crew. There's Nicholas, Chris, Brian, and Mike. And who is Mike, you might ask?
My name is Mike Jipping, and I make ginger beer.
You see, Mike's been in the brew business here in Anchorage for a while, but he knew there was an untapped market.
We're getting a lot of people that were looking for non-alcoholic beverages.
So Mike put his brew cap on and decided to...
So I basically have started brewing ginger beer from a 5-gallon keg. This is our pilot brew kettle.
So with a pot and a flame, he began making his Jipping ginger beer. And what exactly is ginger beer?
Ginger beer tends to be much more spicy, gingery, and dry.
He has since graduated to bigger kettles and broader flavors.
So the ginger beer here is the flavor that started the whole journey off. The Red Dragon, really stoked about it. That one looks to be going into Anchorage School District in the fall.
And even though your name's on the can, Mike Jipping still does it all, even washing these growlers.
A big part of it is the community, obviously, right? The Beach Tribe is definitely not me by myself. And the product has been focused on quality, like premium quality.
Humble and multi-talented, Mike and his merry men.
It's a good job working with good people, making a good product. Boom, boom, boom.
Mike is good people with good people that want to be around him, making a good local product that's good for you.
Been able to procure raw honey from Kenai Peninsula as well, so we've had some Alaska honey.
Salud. So Mike wanted us all to take a health shot to celebrate. It had a bite.
Yummy.
I'm not sure what was in that shot, but Mike and gang assure me it's super healthy. So 5 years ago, Mike had a dream to start his own soda company.
All good, yes, all good, making our dreams. All good, yes, all good, making our dreams come true. For
Mike Jipping and Beach Tribe Soda Works.
Boom, boom, boom.
That's the All Good News.
And you can find Jipping sodas around town. They're at Bell's Nursery and Natural Pantry. He also has various pop-up sites. You can learn more about Beach Tribe Soda Works there on their Facebook page.
All right, moving on. He's turning heads on the streets of Anchorage. One very cool dog on a bike will introduce you to Salt, who combines function and fashion with his doggles.
Alaska's news source.
Who's a good boy? Just look at that face right there. It just makes you want to smile, right, Melissa?
Yes, and he is so cute. In fact, the people, they want to take their picture when they see Salt out with his owner, Dave Jensen.
Doing good.
From a distance, you might think that's a person on the front of that bike.
Going down the road.
But a closer look at these two, that's right. That's a doggy in some cool goggles.
Biking down the road.
Let's just call them doggles. This is...
My name is David Jensen, and I like to ride bikes with my dogs, Salt and Pepper.
David loves his bike and his dogs, and today it's just this cool cat, a canine, looking like a Zoolander model, hair blowing in the wind, those oversized and stylish sunglasses.
What I most find surprising is people who are not bikers and would normally not pay me any attention will look at me and go, that's cool. Or, love the goggles. You know, it's all about the dog. It has nothing to do with me. But they love seeing the dog with the goggles. And
I'm smiling. You're probably smiling because just seeing Salt in these goggles, it is pure joy. Dave has gotten used to Salt's human paparazzi.
I'll talk to them and they'll take their photos and, you know, just kind of part of the gig.
How this come together? Well, Dave didn't want to bike alone, so...
then I built the box.
Yeah.
So They call it a long john.
And a star was born. But if you have a Salt, you have to have a...
Just for the camera and for everybody, the name of the dogs are...
Salt and Pepper.
You get that? Salt and Pepper. And although Pepper didn't ride today, she rides. So how does all this start? Release the hounds.
Hi, guys. Hold on. You're going to knock the camera over.
So excited, goggly grunts. Salt is happy. But before he loads in, he's got to goggle up.
And Salt will jump in, and they just sit there. It's not like they're trying to get out or get away from anything. It's just
Why would he when he's got a perfectly good human to pedal him around? Dave does have a day job at Providence, Alaska Medical Center, so this was all about multitasking.
the two loves I like to do. I like to bike, and I like to play with my dogs and have fun.
So like all good things, the ride has to end just for today for this easy rider.
Paparazzi dog.
Paparazzi.
Well, Pepper's all pooped out, and Salt, he's happy as a canine clam, living his best in show life, sporting his doggles and his grin in the wind.
No, who knows? Maybe we'll see other people running around with dogs on their bikes now.
And that's the All Good News.
Just so you know, Melissa, just if there's a Salt, there has to be a...
Pepper,
Thank you.
of course. Yeah,
Thank
Salt
you.
doesn't ride alone. Pepper, their other doggy, also goes along for most rides. And really, talk about living his best life.
Yeah.
The doggles, he's good to go.
Yeah, that's a fun story. Very popular around Anchorage. People
Yeah.
see them all the time. All right, the dogs had their day. Now cats need some equal time. Big cats and little kits.
Yes, Dave takes us to the Alaska Zoo where the snow leopards and tigers help some house cats find their forever home.
Here at the Alaska Zoo, it's crowds crowding around to see snow leopards.
If they get a running start, they can jump 50 feet, 50.
Wow, Charles here with his Grampian brother. He's kind of excited.
Are you sad?
Well, no.
Are you happy because there's cats?
Yeah.
It's Big Cat Jubilee Day. Look at this big cat. Little brother brought some cat chow for the occasion.
I can they'll go fish at the cats and they'll eat them.
Okay, well, cats like fish.
Did we bring fish chips?
Ah, fish was the magic word. Well, that's sweet, but probably better left to the experts like Jen here.
Is that your impersonation of a snow leopard?
Definitely, yeah.
All right, let's do it one time.
Don't try this at home. Jen's a professional. Okay, what's the lowdown here in Cat
We
Town?
created this event in hopes that we could just share our big cats with the community, bring them in to learn more about our species that we have here, and then also be a good community partner with Clear Creek Cat Rescue.
These big cats helping little cats. I pounced on over to the good folks over at Clear Creek Cat Rescue table, and I saw this when I started editing. A cat burglar stealing my mic and taking a selfie to send to a former teacher.
Never to send that to my oldest brother.
Bria, you know everything's recorded these days. Anywho, you should sneak or adopt a kitty cat.
Easy to take care of, and they don't need much. They just need love and attention.
But back to Jen and that word.
Do you know what Jubilee means?
I can't say it's a word I've ever really used before. It sounds like a fun time, though, so I'm going to say a party.
And nothing says Jubilee like a fun catwalk at the Alaska Zoo, and a walk with Tristan to understand how cool this zoo really is.
We have Arctic and subarctic species. That is part of our mission, and they are orphaned and injured.
Oh, wow. So they get a nice home here.
They do, yeah.
And nestled within the neighborhood and everything.
Yep.
Yeah. I want to thank Tristan for allowing me access into the tiger cage. Now, they never normally do this, but you got to always be on alert. You never know when one might...
You gotta be careful. Just kidding. Actually, this big cat is a fun photo feline, no cage needed. But these big guys, so beautiful and in a safe environment for us all to see. Amazing creatures. That's Coral sleeping and Kunali keeping his eye on me. Oh, and a sidebar, Tristan's son also works here at the zoo.
Good.
A family affair.
Today I hung up Christmas lights for zoo lights.
Oh, very good. Zoo Lights is coming soon.
Yeah.
Is it tough with your mom here, or is she pretty cool?
She's pretty cool most of the time.
Wait, most of the time?
Most of the time.
Well, he is a 17-year-old. What a fun day. There was a cat that walked on 2 feet, a cat burglar taking my mic, and these snow leopards and amazing tigers. And I learned a new walk with Jen. Finally, we should all just listen to Charles.
Come see the cats at the zoo.
The Alaska Zoo. That's the All Good News.
The zoo is totally a family affair over there at the Alaska Zoo. Yep.
Yeah, and they are open year-round with some fun events coming up. Just check out their website for hours. You'll never have a bad day.
And you can do the walk, too.
Do the walk.
Do the
I
walk
like
if you
it.
want. All right, it's one of those things that happens all too often.
Like, why would they steal a kid's bike, though?
But one family's faith in humanity was restored thanks to a response from a social media app.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
Okay, Melissa, our last story is about a complete stranger who reached out to a family with a selfless act of kindness.
Yeah, Brian Antoine tells us what happened when something precious was taken from their front porch.
Came in and said, Dad, I want to go for a bike ride with my friends. I said, great, that sounds good. And he came back in and said, I can't find my bike.
Brian Naniga was a bit baffled about the whereabouts of his son's bicycle.
And so we thought, well, maybe he left it at the neighbor's house. Maybe, someone borrowed it. So he's looking around, and I thought,
So Brian checked his security camera and...
At 6 a.m. in the morning, that morning, someone had walked up to our front door and gotten on Antoine's bike and ridden away.
As you can imagine, both father and son confused and a little frustrated.
Like, why would they steal a kid's bike, though?
Yeah, violated, frustrated. Frustrated that someone would steal a kid's bike.
So, Brian?
I went on to Nextdoor. I posted the video. I posted a little spiel about how it had been my son's bicycle and that it was his favorite thing to do in his free time.
And that one Nextdoor post, the response,
exploded in my phone. I came back to my phone a little while later, and my notifications had gone off like crazy. I had tons of emails.
All those messages were simply to help get Antoine a new bike.
People were amazing. I was really in awe of the response from the Anchorage community.
The responses were varied, but very positive.
Hey, I checked my video cameras, and I didn't see him, but we had other people that checked theirs, and they did see him. I'm so sorry that happened to you. That happened to us last year. Or here's a helpful tip about how not to get your bike stolen in the future.
But it was a mystery message that struck a chord.
An anonymous donor that would like to contribute towards purchasing a new bike for Antoine.
Brian didn't want to get Antoine's hopes up, but that donation, well...
But it was a significant donation.
And get this, Play It Again Sports, where they ended up buying the bike, was...
Sale that happened that day. We were able to get him not just a bike, but a brand new bike.
And Antoine's range of emotions went from small to tall with a big smile to boot. Antoine's got a bike today because it takes a village to do something nice, and sometimes out of the grayest days, a phoenix rises. Antoine is grateful.
I would say thank you, for everything they've done. It makes me feel happy. Probably everybody else in the world, if they did that to them.
Thanks to an app, a stranger, and a random discount, Antoine, he got a new bike.
I still to this day have no idea who gave that money. So I would say to that person that, our little guardian bike angel, I would say thank you. Thank you to them.
Bike angels. Now that's the Allgood News.
Oh, I love that. And he's just out there riding in the rain.
Oh, yeah, he wanted to do jumps for me that day. I was like, no, we're not going to wreck.
Yes.
It's raining. And that was, in August and September, I think, when I shot that. But a lot of rain. We had a lot of rain those 2 months. So.
Very happy guy. So if you have an Allgood News story for Dave, just email him at allgoodnews@ktuu.com.
Yeah, a lot of good out there, and I'd love to hear from you. Tell me more about it. So, and thanks for joining us for this Allgood special. We really appreciate you. You make it happen.
Yes, and you can find all these stories and more online at alaskasnewssource.com.
And join us at 4 every weekday evening on CBS 5 for more Allgood News.